Hi boys and girls. Today we are going to be making some ice cream. It's going to be summer pretty soon, and one of the most fun things to do in the summer after dinner is to go for ice cream or get an ice cream treat on the weekend. So we're going to be doing some drawing today. We are going to talk a little bit about line, shape, and overlapping. So we're going to get started. I have a drawing here that I'll take you through in a few minutes. We're going to start with the ice cream cone. This is a dish of ice cream, just a fancy dish. You could also make a different kind of a dish and make a banana split. So I'm going to set this one off to the side. We are going to start out with our ice cream cones. This ice cream cone isn't finished yet. I just got started drawing and coloring, and then we'll talk a little bit about what kinds of fun things we could do to finish off your ice cream cone when you're done. So here is my cone. I decided when I was working on the ice cream cone, because it's a long type of a thing, I wanted to take my paper and I folded my paper in half. We call this the hot dog fold. I folded it and then I cut my paper so that I only had a half a sheet of paper. So I have my half sheet of paper that I can draw my ice cream cone on. I'm going to get started. Let's see where my pen is. I'm going to get started drawing the ice cream cone. I'm going to be on my long paper. I'll draw right next to this paper. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the top of the ice cream cone. I'm going to draw a line. And let me bring this a little closer so that you can see a little bit better what I'm doing. Draw the top line, and then I'm going to go down towards the bottom of the paper and make a little black dot. I'm going to make, sitting here crooked, I'm going to bring my cone down to a point at the bottom. That's going to be our ice cream cone. The ice cream cone has lines in it. It's a waffle cone, so when they press it, there's lines in it. We're going to do our lines in our ice cream cone. We're going to make our lines just a little bit curved. And we're kind of making a checkerboard, and I'm making the lines curving on the ice cream cone so that it will look like it's round and you can hold on to it. To draw the ice cream shapes, I'm going to start at the bottom, and I'm going to add 2 bumps, and then I'm going to add the next scoop. So I'm going to the side, and I'm going to draw 2 bumps, and then go to the other side and draw 2 bumps. Now I want to add this second cone, the second ice cream layer here, so I'm going to make a curved shape coming down. That's the ice cream squishing down. Now I'm going to make a couple of bumps, little bumps like letter B bumps, and I'm going to squish down again. Hook that together. Now I've got 2 layers. Now the top layer I'm going to finish off, so I'm going to do 1 bump and a little bump here, and then I'm going to go all the way around. So I'm going to take my finger and figure out where, without touching my pencil, where I'm going to go with it. I'm going to go up and around. So now I have an ice cream cone, and I have 3 layers of ice cream. So I can color my ice cream in different colors, and I can decide what flavor my ice cream is going to be. Is it going to be like birthday cake and have sprinkles in it? Is it going to be Superman ice cream with blue and pink and yellow all mixed together? So I have my cone and my ice cream, and now I'm going to work on coloring. Now, when I was coloring my ice cream cone earlier, I started down with the cone, and I have this gigantic box of crayons that I really like because it has so many colors, and I found a really nice brown color that looked a little bit like the ice cream cones that you get at the ice cream shop. I started out, and I'm doing something when I'm coloring so that I make my shape look a little bit rounded. I colored my shape in, and then I went back on the edge of my shape, and I went in and I colored really hard along the edge with this crayon to kind of make the edges look darker, so it looks like it's going back around. And I left the front, I'm leaving the front. That's not my same crayon. I left the front a little bit lighter here so that it looks a little bit lighter in the front, like the light is hitting it. So there we go. Once I did that, so I colored very dark on the sides. You can also do something called directional coloring. So when you color, if you color in the shape that you want your object to be, that direction that you're coloring with, like a curved line, makes the shape look curved. All right, so now I'm just going to decide. I like lime sherbet ice cream, and I love chocolate ice cream with different types of things in it. And then I thought I'd make a pink ice cream. I also thought that when I was done with my ice cream, there's a couple things I'm going to do to my ice cream cone. I want to put a cherry on top, and I was just going to show you there's so many different things you can do to make your ice cream cone. I didn't have good red paper, so I found a catalog page, and it has this red coat in it. So I'm going to go in here, and I drew a cherry on top of the red coat, and I can cut out my cherry. Instead of coloring a cherry to go on the top, I can cut out a cherry to go on the top of my ice cream cone if I want one. I could do this for the top of my sundae that I'm making too. So I've got this cherry, and I cut that bright red cherry out of a magazine. And then I'm going to draw the stem. So I have my little glue bottle. The fun part about finishing your art project is always, first of all, you have to come up with an idea. So your idea today can be, whoops, Mrs. Karp lost the little paper cherry that I had. I don't know what I did with it. Well, I guess I won't be gluing that on right away. So anyway, I would put my paper cherry up there and glue it, and then I would just draw the stem. Usually I have boys and girls on the carpet that find all the things that are missing. Some things I thought you might want to do for your finish your ice cream cone. I found these in the drawer at home. If your mom does decorating cookies, she might let you borrow a couple of sprinkles. Please ask before you get into it. And you can put some dots of glue on your ice cream cone and sprinkle some chocolate or colorful sprinkles. I had some glitter in the basement, some silver glitter, so I can do the same thing. I could sprinkle some glitter on. I also had some little sequins that were left in the basement. I usually have these at school, but I actually had a package here at home. So I can take any of the things that I want, and what I would be doing is when we work with sprinkles or glitter or anything like that, I got myself a little plastic bin. Here's my ice cream cone. We've done this at school before. I set my cone in the bin, or I put the glue dots on my ice cream cone, put little dots where I would like the things to end up. So I just put a couple of little dots. I want to have the little designs land on there, some little chocolate sprinkles on my ice cream cone, but I don't need too many chocolate sprinkles, just a few, right? I'm going to set my ice cream cone in this little bin, and I'm just going to shake a couple of sprinkles on there. I don't need very many. And then I can kind of wiggle it around in the box so the sprinkles get stuck on the glue. Now look at my ice cream cone has chocolate sprinkles on it. I can do the same thing. I could put some sequins up here, and then I could glue that cherry on the top and draw the stem. So you can decorate your ice cream cone any way you would like. If you want to do an ice cream dish, let's put this on top. The ice cream dish is really easy to make. For the ice cream dish, I drew a curved line. I came down here and I made a U shape. I went to the bottom of this fancy dish and made a circle. And then I made a line on the bottom that went past my circle, and I'm going to make a really wide triangle because we don't want the ice cream dish to fall over. And then you can put any kinds of fancy lines on your ice cream dish to make it look like it's going around in space. And then I added some ice cream. I went into the top of my ice cream dish and did it backwards this time. I did a bump up in the air and did a scoop on the top. And then I squished a couple scoops underneath. All right? And then you can draw a cherry on there or just do any kinds of sprinkles. You could even have a little stick sticking out that has a little design on it or something. Somebody stuck something in your ice cream. You can decorate your ice cream, and you could do the same thing with your ice cream dish. You can put sprinkles on it. So there are a lot of different things you could do. I was also going to show you that you could, if you wanted to, you could draw an ice cream cone on brown paper. And then you could use, instead of coloring your ice cream cone, you could cut out different scoops of ice cream. I found some wrapping paper in the basement. That was kind of fun. And I took my ice cream on the wrapping paper. I made the ice cream scoop shape. I made sure that when I was drawing my ice cream scoop that it would fit on the top of the ice cream cone. And then I can take that and I can cut those out and I can make scoops and glue them one on top of the other. So it would be the same exact thing, but I would be cutting the scoops out and putting them on top of each other. So here's my colorful scoop. I'm going to cut this out quickly. And let's set that there for a second. And then here's my ice cream cone. Now I didn't put the lines on this one yet, but you get the idea. I know you know exactly what I'm talking about. And I could cut out ice cream scoops all at once. So there's my ice cream cone. And I've got the first color on there, on here, the cone and this. And then I also have some other colors of paper that I had downstairs, so I grabbed some colorful paper, and I could just make scoops of ice cream this way with the colorful paper, and I could stack the scoops of ice cream on top of each other, and I would have an ice cream cone with stacked up colors on top of it, made out of paper, and I would just glue each one together until I got to the top. All right, boys and girls, this is your last art project before summer vacation. So have a lot of fun doing this. You could make a long dish and put a banana sticking out of it and make a banana split. You have such great ideas in the art room. I really miss being with you in the art room this year. I can't wait until we can start school and go back to the art room in the fall. So have fun with the ice cream and ice cream dish, and hopefully sometime over the summer you get to make a trip to the store and have a fancy ice cream cone or a fancy dish of ice cream. Bye now.